For almost an entire month, I convinced myself I was just unlucky. Nearly every day I traded in June ended red. And honestly, I believed it, because I've seen this strategy work before. I've had payouts, I've had good months where trading felt easy, so I told myself June was just variance, it's just one of those months. But after spending almost an entire month losing, something finally clicked. I hadn't been unlucky, I'd been lying to myself. Because here's the strange part, I wasn't making the obvious mistakes. I wasn't blowing accounts, I wasn't risking stupid amounts, I wasn't changing strategies every week. And I think that shows by being able to keep this account the whole month. From the outside it looked like I was doing everything right, but almost every day still ended the same way. Red. So I stopped looking at my results and started looking at my decisions instead. I went back through every losing trade in June and asked myself, did I actually follow my plan, or am I just trying to convince myself this is bad luck? I'll be honest, I wanted the answer to be bad luck, because that's easier. If it's bad luck, I don't need to change anything at all. Some trades really were just unlucky. Good setup, good execution, bad outcome, that's trading. You can do everything right and still lose. But after a while I noticed something. The mistakes kept showing up again and again and again. Not one huge mistake, loads of tiny ones. Entering a little early, hesitating before clicking, moving my stop slightly, maybe forcing trades that were nearly there but weren't actually there. When I finished reviewing everything, I counted them. Around 80% of my losing trades had something I could have done better. Not because the strategy was wrong, but because I hadn't followed it. And when I counted them, I honestly just sat there for a minute. Because for weeks, I'd been blaming the markets. There was one trade that made everything click. At the time, I remember leaning back in my chair and thinking, there's nothing I could have done better there. It just looked like another unlucky loss. So later that evening, I replayed it. Nothing. I replayed it again, still nothing. Then I noticed something. My strategy never told me to enter where I did. I'd entered early, only by a little, and not because my rules said to, because I was scared the move would happen without me. I'd ignored my own plan before the trade had even started. That was the uncomfortable part. The problem wasn't that I didn't know what to do. I knew where to enter, I knew where my stop belonged, I just wasn't doing it when money was on the line. And the more I thought about it, the more I realised that this wasn't a trading problem. It was a decision making problem. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't really following my strategy anymore. I was just making the decisions I wanted to make. I didn't want to miss a move, I didn't want another losing trade, I didn't want to be wrong. So without even realising it, I kept changing my decisions to protect my emotions. I think that's where a lot of traders get stuck. We assume we're losing because we don't know enough. So we buy in our course, learn our strategy, watching our YouTube video. And sometimes we already know exactly what we should be doing, we're just not doing it consistently. Looking back, I probably would have improved way faster if I spent less time trying to improve my strategy and more time just trying to improve my execution. Because the strategy can save you if you keep changing the rules every time you feel uncomfortable. That's completely changed what I'm working on now. I'm not searching for a new strategy, I'm not trying to avoid losing. Because losing is part of trading. I'm trying to become someone who can execute the same plan whether I'm losing or whether I'm winning. Because at the end of the day, I can't control whether the trade wins. I can only control whether I followed my own plan or not. The only question that really matters is, did I follow my process? If the answer is yes, I'm happy, even if I lose. I started June convinced the market was holding me back. I thought I needed better entries, a better strategy, better conditions. Turns out, the thing holding me back wasn't something I needed to find. It was something I needed to fix. I used to think I was losing because my strategy wasn't good enough. Now I think I was losing because I wasn't consistent enough to trust it.